Okay, so today we're going to have a look at how you can deal with the snapping that occurs when you constrain an object, particularly when you constrain it to two things. In this instance, we're using a hand and a holster as though someone's pulling a sword from a holster. Now, the first constraint would be the weapon constrained to the holster, and the second would be the hand removing the weapon from the holster. So what needs to happen at this point, as you can see here, is the weapon first follows the holster. So this is to simulate hip movement. So we've got the weapon following the holster, and then as the hand comes to pick it up, the constraints switch and you can see the weapon pops and snaps into a different position and is then driven by the hand instead of the holster. Now we're going to look at how you can stop that popping. To do this, I've created a locator, and that's just going to be used to offset the position. So let's go in and get started. First things first, I'm going to reposition this weapon. It's not where I want it to be, and this will show you essentially the same techniques that we're going to use to prevent this popping. So I'm going to create a parent constraint from this weapon to the holster and then delete it. So right here I need this to be where the holster is, so if I just first select the source, the holster, and second select the weapon, go up to my parent constraint and tick off maintain offset because we want it to move. So click that and you see it snaps into position. Now while that's useful, we don't actually want that parent constraint there. So what I'm going to do is delete it using mel. First I've got to spell delete. So first type in delete in lowercase, and then the button above the tab key has these little, I forget what they're called, little dots with a slant. Create two of them, and then inside of there we'll write parent constraint. So parent all lowercase, and then capital C, and then just constraint. So this is just going to delete the constraint but without causing any other problems. So if I delete that now, it still keeps the object in the same location, however it's got rid of the constraint. So you see now it's constraining just as we had it before. And we're going to use this locator to find the position where it pops. So at this point here, the weapon is in a position we like. So I'm going to click the weapon, shift select the locator, and do the same thing again. So there we go, we've popped the locator into the right location. And then we're going to write the same command. So delete parent constraint. I'm going to go ahead and just copy that. Oh, I'm actually going to spell it right first. Delete parent constraint. Okay. So I'm going to just Control C that so that I can use it again. Okay, so let's run that. So just clicking enter. Okay, so now there's no constraint and this is in the right place. To lock down this location, I'm just going to press S to key it. So there we go, everything's keyed now. So just to check, it's working fine, and then we have our pop. But we have our locator here now to indicate the position we want. So locator first, weapon second, parent constraint. Okay, so now it's snapped into the right location, but we don't want it to actually be constrained, so we can run this mel command again and just click enter. Oh, before we do that, I'm going to have to do that constraint again. I forgot to key the weapon. So let's just run the constraint again and select this weapon and just key it so that its location is locked in. Okay, now we can run that command. Oh. Let's make sure we actually select the two things we want. Run the command, and our weapon stays where it is. Lovely, and the constraints switch over, and now the hand is taking it. Perfect. We can do the same thing as many times as we want, but using this delete constraint in the mel command deletes the constraint without removing the position, so it's a really, really useful little piece of code. Okay, that's all. Take care, guys.